All right, SoFi update here on the 19th. So we had a nice move today. Did not come back down to the gap fill. Would it have came back down if SPY would have been bearish? Yes, it would have. But Powell was super dovish. I mean, he sounded pretty dovish overall. And the market went straight up. So SoFi went straight up as well. We still have this gap down here at 552. So we'll see. It doesn't look like we're going to come down there at any time soon. But the one thing that I've been watching is this move right here is definitely an impulse. So what is going on here? This looks like an ABC move to me. And then it sold off down here to 566. It's up at 568 after hours. Typically, if you see an impulse like this, this would end up being A, B, and a C wave down here. Maybe it only comes back down here to 560. But overall, I mean, it could come up here and fill the gap too. I'm not saying it can't. A B wave can go way past the start of wave A, but typically we would get a C wave down still. So what are we looking for on SPY? And the reason I'm going over SPY again, because we're not going to go up if the overall market stays bearish, obviously. So this is the first thing we need to go over. So SPY needs to get above 573.16 on a closing basis on the daily. We've already gotten back above the 50 on the weekly. We're good. That's our only support actually, is the 50 on the weekly. We need to get above the 200 on the daily, and then that would be somewhat bullish. You'd still have resistance here on the 20 and the 50, and then the weekly you would have resistance way up here at 592. So the first step is filling this gap and finishing above 572. If that happens, then SoFi is probably going to go up too. And you could start looking at different patterns that are actually bullish, because who knows, maybe this ends up being the bottom on SPY. It was a very long, drawn-out move. I went over in one of the more private videos, potentially this being a diagonal, like that. Fourth wave comes back into the first wave. If this is the bottom and it continues to go up, and this is a first wave right here, even if it goes like this, and then it goes up, and it makes new all-time highs for wave 5, then SoFi might have bottomed, and I might be completely wrong that this is the end of an A wave. This could be the end of the fourth wave. I know it said previously that's not possible, but if the overall market makes that move, then this would be the end of the fourth wave, because this is the end of a corrective pattern. This is WXY. So this could be either the end of the whole pattern, or it could just be wave A of the pattern, and we get a B wave, and we come down here to $9. So how could this end up being the bottom then? I said it couldn't be last video because it didn't look like it was a impulse move at all. The only way I could see this being an impulse is a nested move. This honestly does not look like an impulse to me. This looks like a ABC move. This looks like an ABC move, and then I was looking at this as ABC as well. This hit the 1.61 fib right there. So I have this labeled as either WXY up here to $13, or this would end up being 1, 2, third wave up here to 1305, pullback, and a fifth wave up here to about $14. So we're going to find out tomorrow what this is. The gap is still down here at 1150 on the moving averages. We do have a resistance level right here, 1314. This is going to be very telling because we already held the 200. Now we have the 20. If we can close above 1312 tomorrow or Friday, that's going to be very bullish short term. I mean, you could get a fake out too, but I'd just go by the closing basis on the daily moving averages. On the weekly, we're completely good. We have room to run all the way up here to 1487, but the daily moving averages are what I'm watching now, since we're in between these two. So we need to finish above 1314. If we finish above 1314, then I would say there's more weight into this count right here, that this could end up being 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, pull back, and then go higher than that. So I'm going to be watching the 20 on the daily for SoFi, and on SPY, I'll be watching the 200 on the daily here at 572. I think that we're probably going to have to get above and hold 573 on SPY. Going to have to hold that in order for SoFi to get up here and hold that moving average and to make this into a nested impulse move. So then going back to what I said in the previous videos, if this is not an impulse, then I'm just looking at it like this. Move up here, pull back here to 1150, and then up one more time, and then down, like that. That's pretty much the two possibilities I see. This would be complete, and on SPY, this would look like, it would just look like this, A, B, C, like that, when SoFi goes back to 1150, and then we would shoot up here potentially to 580, and SoFi would come up here to potentially like 1450 maybe, or maybe it pulls back even harder than that and it only makes it up here to 1330 and then comes down. So I think that we're going to find out in the next couple of days whether this is an impulse. I want to see what happens after SPY. I want to see what happens after SPY does this. That's going to be very telling. If it goes to the 1.61 fib at 582 or even above that, that's going to be super bullish. And then I would say SoFi has a chance to be an impulse. I would say overall, I'm still leaning towards the downside, but I wanted to show how this could turn into an impulse as well. Again, this does not look like an impulse right here. This wave right here does not look like an impulse to me. But if the overall market goes to new all-time highs, then obviously this is probably going to do the same thing. So hopefully that makes sense. We need to continue going higher tomorrow, and we need to finish this week somewhere in the 13s to be really bullish. If we pull back here, then that's going to turn us into an ABC move like this, and then we're going to come back down here. So that's pretty much the explanation I can give, the best explanation I can give of what's going on here. Watch SPY. Can SPY finish above 573? I think it should come back down here. It's already into resistance, as you can see right here. And we have a gap fill right here. So I would lean down and I would lean towards this pattern still. But I don't know. It's up after hours for whatever reason. It could just be random price action. I don't know if there's news. I saw Tesla was up as well. Let's see where Tesla's at. Yeah, Tesla's back up to 240. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll do another update. Those are the two patterns I'm looking for. I'm looking for either a nested move if SPY continues to go to all-time highs, or if SPY pulls back here to 552, then I'm just looking at this as potentially being an ABC move, like I said in the last video. So just like that. Is it possible it goes higher? Sure, it could. If this continues to go higher, let's say this goes all the way to 600, and it ends up going like this, then it would just be a bigger corrective move, and we'd have to go through that later as time goes on. So hopefully that makes sense. Watch the 20 on the daily to see if we can finish above it, and that would be pretty bullish. But I'm assuming if that happens, that SPY also finished above its 200-day moving average at 573. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think that we are already bottomed, or do you think that the move down to $9 is still going to happen? Two scenarios I see: up here, down to $9, or straight up, pretty much. Or, I mean, if there's a bigger corrective move up here to 600, then maybe we can come all the way up here to $16 and then down. But you can't really predict that right now. So we'll see how it goes. I'll take it day by day. That's all I got for right now. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next one.